Now, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. So, anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, where I was going at was the fact that it seems as though, like I was saying, like the whole thing about with Siggy, seemed like everything she's done, since in this whole series so far before her death is about sacrifice. She lost her husband, she lost her daughters, she lost her sons, and yet she always has to take the responsibility, whether that being serving Lagatha or Aslar, like protecting the children, or just being a strong figure, especially with Rolo. Like she's always been like a guidance to Rolo, you know. And I remember what she said in the scene with the boys, saying that, one day you guys understand just how much a mother, sacrifices for her children, and I guess in a way with her death was very heroic and was true to her character. Because once again, she's always sacrificed and she's always been a strong mother, willing to protect and defend her children, whoever she's nurturing, to the death. And it was just a fitting end to her. And I'm just thankful, great character for the series. Much respect. So yeah, back to business. So with that, pretty much Harbin leaves. He tells Aslog that Siggy's at Valhalla, happy with her husband, her sons, and her daughter, and that if her and Helga don't believe him, they can go ask to see her. So the boys at this point, Visser and Uba, they're afraid of this motherfucker. They go behind their mom, and even Aslog's a little bit afraid, So Aslog pretty much like, who are you? And he's all like, I'm a wanderer. Last lines, and then he leaves, and it's crazy because Helga sees him leave, and then he just disappears and shit. And that was that. So that's the end of the Kattegat storyline. So let's get pretty much to the Mercia thing, because that's just pretty much straight, quick, to the point. So after, the win, you have this scene. Like, I remember I don't think I talked about it in the last episode. I should have talked about it. But when Thorsten died, you have Floki said to Ragnar, how many of us must die for your Christians, Ragnar? Listen, Thorsten died for a cause he didn't care about. Look at him. He's dead underneath the English sky. Have you forsaken the gods? It's because of that priest Athelstan. Ragnar's like, listen, dude, don't come at me like that. I wanted to come here by myself. You guys chose to fight and come along with me. All right? And last time I checked, our culture is that our deaths are fated. And we can live our life as much as we want. How we see fit. You know what I mean? So clean your face. And don't ever come at me like that again. So yeah. Should have mentioned that in the last episode review, but but connects especially to this episode. So they're coming back. Everyone's fucked up. Floki's you can just tell he's in his feelings. So you have this scene with Aethelwulf, the son of King Egbert, speaking Norse, to Rollo and Floki, much to their surprise. So you have him saying that, our minds are, and then Rollo finished it saying different. He was saying, but together nothing can bend us, we fight together. And Rollo agreed, and they became friends essentially. But Floki wasn't having it. He gave Aethelwulf a stare like, get the fuck away from my table. And Aethelwulf just left. So Floki's all saying, so you've been poisoned by the Christian chalice just like Ragnar and everyone else, huh, Rollo? Rollo's like, listen, man, this is the way of the future. It's much better off being as one. And how many enemies do we have to constantly fight? Floki's like, I'm not having this. All you guys are wrong. And then he leaves on his little bitch fit. So Ragnar pretty much bangs Queen K. 4 episodes of sexual tension finally met its climax, literally and figuratively. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done with that. So let's go straight to Wessex. So we have Lagatha post-sex, putting her clothes back on. We have Egbert saying that, they both say they have responsibilities. But Egbert's like, you know what? There's more important things sometimes than responsibilities. And then you have them just rolling around in bed a little bit. And you have Lagatha saying, listen, I understand where you're coming from, dude. But, I have responsibilities, once again. And I might not be a king like Ragnar, but I'm an earl. And I have to go back and care for my people and all that stuff. But you have King Egbert always still trying to enforce, the mistress thing. Like this, like, I'm not having it. And she said, besides, even possible, despite all the shit, all the good that you've done for me, you let me both happy and fulfilled, you only care about yourself. And that's the most interesting thing about it. You had Egbert have that look like, damn, I never had anyone say that to me. It may be true, but damn. Like, he was just speechless. And the next thing you have, finally, Athelstan and Judith was getting it on. Athelstan was giving it to her and shit. He was really giving it to her. Then after that, you have Judith saying that, no, that she's in love with him and asking if he's in love with her. And he's like, yes. You know, so it was like, it's really cool, you know, about time. You know, I highly doubt Athelstan was a virgin, you know, considering he'd been in Scandinavia, like, you know, Connecticut for like 7-10 years. So I think he knows what he's doing. So yeah, besides that, we have Ragnar and company Mercia on their way back. You have Queen Kay's brother pretty much saying that, you know, well, King Egbert accept me back? And she's like, yes. He's like saying, well, listen, it seems like we're just going to be the puppets of Ragnar, you know, and Egbert. And Queen Kay is like, listen, it's better to be, you know, a prisoner than dead, you know, and vice versa. So you have Floki trying to tell Bjorn, who's looking after his girl who just got her shit rocked and cut in half and shit on her face, saying that, trying to say it's Ragnar's fault. Bjorn's like, it's not his fault, you know. Then Floki's all like, you know, it's not his, you know, you're right, it's not your father's fault. It's the priest who brought Christianity to us. And then you have Rollo saying that Floki thinks Ragnar has betrayed the gods. Ragnar's like, listen, unlike Floki, I don't speak for the fucking gods. All right. What limits did Odin have? Odin was a god of curiosity. Did he have any limits? And Rollo's like, nah. He was like, so therefore, as king, I want what's best for my people and ambitious for my people. So since I'm doing what I have to do as king to test the limits, I'm not afraid to confront Odin if that day comes. I mean, to look him face to face. So that was pretty much it. So they're coming back. You have Ragnar saying to Lacta, so you banned Egbert? And she's like, yeah, but you banged Quintus with your because she had medicine. You know, he said, so you sacrificed yourself for the greater good, right? And then Lacta's all like, yes, and so did you, Ragnar. And Ragnar's like, I'm hungry. So after that, we have Egbert trying to convince Athelstan and Lagertha to stay. Both of them are like, nah. You have Athelstan pretty much fawning and just dreading the fact that he's once again thrust between two sides. His loyalty to Ragnar, but his love for Judith. You have Egbert saying that Judith comes to you often, you know, and she said that you are her confessor, you know, and that you will make her quite sad if you don't stay, you know what I mean? And me too, by the way, you know, so he's going back to Ragnar. Ragnar saying, listen, you're free to choose. You know what I mean? We're all free to choose. And then Athelstan's like, are we still talking about women? You know? After that, we have Floki running in on Athelstan and Judith, you know, when they're alone. Judith saying that, I heard you're going back to Kattegat with Ragnar. Please don't leave me. I love you. I'll put myself up to you. And Athelstan doesn't want to leave, but he doesn't say anything. That Floki, once again, like I said, is lurking. He's hears everything. So I'm pretty certain that's going to hold weight later in the storyline at some point. Maybe a year or 2 or 3 from now. But yeah, so Athelstan tells Egbert that he's going to leave with Ragnar. And then Egbert's like, I believe you're making the wrong choice, Athelstan. So after that, yeah, I believe that's pretty much all that happened, you know, in this episode. You know, to be quite frank and honest with you, you know, if I miss anything, I'll pretty much quickly recap it, you know, and make it for my mistake for the first few minutes of the next episode review. So thank you for watching this video. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, read some comments down below. Might as well call me the sweat guy since I seem to always sweat in my videos. And yeah, thank you for watching. Adios, people.